Man. Hey guys, it's GP Hero. For starters, yes, I know it has been a while since I did a YouTube video. I am sorry, okay? I've been going through a lot the past few weeks. Ever since the last video I made, a lot's happened. I went out of town. I was gonna film down there, but I didn't do enough to my knowledge to make sure, or I didn't do enough to, feel like there was any reason to film because, I was with my family and, sometimes family may not want you to film them. So, out of respect for them, I didn't do it. And then on top of that, I have been going through some stuff. Not really here to talk about that, but to make a long story short, some YouTubers, especially vloggers, they really like to do this. I'm just not someone that's like this. When I'm going through stuff, I don't really like to film what's going on with me. Everyone's different, but, that's just me. But everybody's different. So, but a lot has came to my head especially in the last few, at least today, and I don't know. I think about a lot of things, okay? Just so y'all have an idea of who I am. This video is not really going to be one of my funny videos, as probably majority of my videos on my channel really aren't that funny. But I promise you guys I do have more coming up. But this one's been on my heart to do for a while. So this one's going to be on two topics. First one is how do I say it? Is how to cut out, how to not be negative, and also and the other topic is how to accept who you are as a person. Okay? Probably more leaning towards the not being negative part, because when you think about it, when you be positive, even towards yourself, you're accepting more of who you are as a person. All right. Those two topics. Negativity and accepting who you are. For starters, I don't know what that was. When you're being negative all the time, there's a difference between actually being negative and feeling negative. Because if you're just feeling negative, that means you're still willing to do something about your situation rather than put it aside. But when you're just straight up being negative, that means you're just simply letting all these things happen to you and you're not even trying to do jack about it. There's too many differences between that. And I'm going to hop onto a topic right now about that when it comes to negativity. I got 3 things I'm going to bring up. And, well, it is 3, but I was thinking about all 3 of them today. And what sucks is that I actually did end up forgetting what one of them was. But probably while I'm talking about it, I'll remember it. But if it ends up being 2, then oh well. First one. Oh my gosh. This is one that angers me. So be ready for my bluntness. Just because I said this wasn't a funny video does not mean I'm not being blunt. Because I'm a naturally blunt but honest person. An example of negativity is this. When people have anger issues for no reason, that is not something that you should have pride in. Nobody should have pride in that. And I guarantee this is going to stand out to somebody. Okay? A lot of people on this planet that have anger issues, they're proud of that. And I'll explain why. Because they're proud of the fact that they have that temper. I have a temper when I'm mad too, but I'm not proud of it. Okay? I don't know why a lot of people these days are proud of something like that. I'm not proud of it. And I don't know why anyone would be. I did that because I think I am remembering the third one now. Just bear with me. Example. I had a conversation with someone recently. I'm not going to say who because there's no reason for that. And it doesn't even have to be anyone in particular. It's just I've had conversations with multiple people like this before, so I don't even have to go that route. Because here's the thing that I have issues with. There are people in this world that just look for reasons to be mad, even if there isn't a reason for it. I don't put up with that. That is not okay. And I'm not being negative now, I'm being straightforward. Because a lot of people, I get it. You're dealing with crap, okay? I get it. But here's the real truth. We're all dealing with stuff. Every one of us are. And here's the real truth. Someone else always has it harder. Hard thing to accept. But sometimes it just is what it is. Okay? It is what it is. But the one thing about the anger that I do not like is when people just look for the reasons to be mad just so nobody will talk to them. That's not okay. That is not okay. If any of you people out there are like this, I'm not sorry. Because it's not okay. Here's why. Because you're taking out whatever you're mad about on somebody that's just talking to you. And you're giving them an attitude for no reason. You're taking it out on them for no reason. That's not okay. You don't take your problems out on anybody for no reason. If they didn't even do nothing to you. If asking you if they're okay and you deliberately just snap at them, that's not okay. You don't want to do that. I get that you feel like it might make you feel better, but I guarantee you this, it'll bite you in your butt in the end. You don't want to do that. That's an example. A lot of people are like this, and I don't like it. And it's just like, they just want to be mad sometimes. And I get that sometimes you can't be happy and lucky all the time. Okay, I get that. Nobody can be happy and lucky all the time. I'm not. I'm a human too. I'm just a person of wisdom. Yeah. So, yeah. Long story short, when you're being angry and all that stuff, you know what that's doing when you're taking your problems out on someone? That's you simply feeling sorry for yourself because you don't want to accept the fact that it happened and you don't want to do nothing about it. You just want to be angry about it. So, you got to learn how to accept it somehow. Accept what you did, move on. You don't have to do it right away, but don't just sit back and feel sorry for yourself. Do something about your problems that you're going through. That's all you got to do. It takes time, but you can sort through it. Just in the meantime, do something that makes you happy. Just don't take your problems out on other people. Real simple. All right. Now, here's another example. I've came across quite a few people, like they're just desperate for stuff. That's not okay either. Like example, you can be crippled, injured, or any of that stuff from the above. And you feel like, oh, my life is over. I can't do it no more. BS. You still can. You know why? Because you're still here. Because you're worried about the present now. Don't worry about that. Because the decisions you make in your life are what's going to affect your future. Because nobody's future is written. If you're still here, that means you have a future planned for you. It all depends on the decisions you choose to make in your life. And learning how to accept who you are as a person and going on. And moving forward. Because here's an important thing to know when it comes to accepting who you are. That's one of the biggest ways to be accepted into this world is accepting who you are as a person. Because beauty comes more than anything of anywhere else is your personality. It's not going to come from your looks. It's going to come from your personality. Now, granted, looks can definitely be important. I've met plenty of women who had beautiful looks, but their personalities weren't so beautiful. That's rude. But it's funny, though. Yeah. That is funny, but it's the same thing with... And then there's good-looking men like me that are just the same way. that have totally rude personalities, but they're good looking. It happens. And the reason I threw in the men part is because if I only said it was women, that'd be hypocritical. And that's wrong. I'm not for that. I got a little funny story for you about a recent time that I was being negative. This is a funny story, though. I promise you it's a funny story. A couple days ago, Friday, I went and got my second COVID shot. Yay me. Benefits for work. Oh, I don't got no hair. Anyways, and a lot of people have said that when they started getting the second shot, they didn't feel so good afterwards. I learned that the hard way. I thought I was going to get a cold because I've heard that that's one of the big things. I didn't do my research. I was a freaking idiot and did not do my research. You know what happened? I went to bed at 10 something Friday night. Did not wake up until 12 the next day. I had a massive headache all day long. I took Excedrin, I took ibuprofen, just once on both. Did not feel any better. And the whole time I was laying on this bed right here, being a total baby because of how bad I felt. Oh my goodness. It was not funny when it was happening. It was not funny when it was happening. Oh. But it's funny now, because us men, we're big babies when we're sick or not feeling well. Oh. Yeah. It's not good. But it was funny, because it's not good because I wasn't being positive about the situation. I wanted to get better, and I wasn't getting better. And I was like, this ain't never gonna go away. Why is this happening? Yeah. And drop it and walk away. Yeah. Another thing to accepting who you are as a person is we all have a past of some sort, and we've done things that we're not proud of. But here's the thing. We don't need to be ashamed of it. I went to a church service once. I still get mad at this to this day. The thing that was preached that night, I'll never forget this as long as I live, because it definitely made me think a lot more about certain things. It doesn't change the fact that I'm still ashamed of and embarrassed of some things I've done, but I'm getting to that. The fact was, the person that was preaching that night said that we are supposed to be ashamed of our testimonies and automatically open up to it. No, we're not supposed to do that. We're not supposed to be proud of our stuff that we've done, but we're supposed to be humble about it. That's what it should be. We don't have to be proud, or we don't have to be ashamed of it, but we should be humble about the things we've done, because those things we've done in our lives, those have made us who we are today. And the decisions we make now can affect our future. We have the power to choose who we want to be in our life. Because, you know, not recently, it's been a few years ago now that I was taught. It's took me probably up until last year to finally see it. Because last year, 2020, was probably it was the worst year ever. But it was very eventful, and I definitely learned a lot of things from it. And I definitely learned what this means. Sometimes, or actually probably most times, I always do that even when I'm talking. It is most times. When things happen, they're not necessarily bad or good. They just are what they are. But we have the power to choose how we want to feel about our situations. Because only we can control our feelings. There's nobody on this planet that can control our feelings. Only we can do that. There's nobody out there that can control it. That's us. And if we want to handle the situation like it's a horrible situation, That's how it's going to be for us. But if we choose to just not worry about it, just let it be, that's a good decision also. And if we decide to look at it in a good way, there you go. That's just learning, and that's the route to go. That's where you don't be negative about it. Just be like, hey, it is what it is. Just let it be. You don't got to be happy about it, but just leave it alone and go away. Drop it and walk away. One of my other favorite terms is sometimes the obvious choice is the wrong choice. What that means is it's like there are many choices in life, and you can see that that you're trying to make a really rough decision in your life, and you see it, you're like, oh, I know that's got to be it. Oh yeah, that very much could be it. But is it the right decision to make? Not necessarily. Here's an example. I've copped some attitudes with people before, more times than I want to admit, but we can all say that we've done it. Okay? How about this? Did some of those people deserve the attitudes we copped with them? Oh, sure. Sure, they very much did. They probably very much deserved what they got, or some of the pain that we caused on them with the attitude we gave them. But did that mean we were right to do it? No. Does that mean someone else might have been right to do it? Maybe, but most likely not. Just because we can be like that doesn't mean we have the rights to. Freedom of speech, yada, 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 whatever. That doesn't mean we have the rights to do that. Because that's putting a negative part on them, on that person, as well as eventually how it's going to affect us. And I'm someone that eventually feels bad about it. This video is turning out to be a little bit shorter than I thought it was going to, but that's okay. Sometimes that's just meant to happen. But look at it this way. If you're still here, that means you're meant to still be here and you're still meant to do something. Just because you're depressed does not mean that you can't do something about it. I've met a lot of people who think that just because they're depressed, they're literally not meant to do anything. I used to think like that. But I've learned that that's not how life works. You have to keep going. You gotta keep going. It's in that heart of yours. Right there. And I know this will speak out to somebody. It's in there. You have to believe in yourself and tell yourself that you can do it. It doesn't matter if you're crippled or paralyzed or, sick and dying, any of that stuff. If you're still here, or you may not necessarily, sick and dying, yeah, that's a good example. It doesn't mean you still can't do stuff between the time you got sick till the time you pass away. You still got time to do stuff. And while you got that life, still live it. And stay positive no matter what. Because here's the point. As long as you're still here, that means you've still got a purpose. And your story will live on forever. But it's only up to you to decide how you want to make your future. Because nobody's future is written. That's why it's called the future, because it hasn't happened yet. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the future. That's why you look forward to it. Because there's a lot laying there ahead for you. Your choice is to make your decision to choose to be positive choose to be positive and accept who you are as a person. So I'm going to end right here. And I hope this, I think I got one more thing to say. Hold on. Actually, you know what? I may have a little more. The thing is, negativity is going to hurt you. It will hurt you. Some people probably feel like that it's been better for them to do it. I can guarantee all of y'all, some of y'all that probably have thought that probably are watching this. It has not helped you. You might think it has, but it's not. A lot of people that are being negative in their lives are literally just doing it for attention. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be recognized for your negativity. Because the more negative you are with your life, That just means that you're just not accepting who you are as a person and going on. I get that it's hard. I have insecurities of my own. Everybody's insecure somehow. There's nothing wrong with that. I have plenty of them. I'm a human too. I'm not perfect. But we can all come together as one. We are the people in today's generation that can make the world a better place. We have to throw out all that negativity and bring in all the positivity and accept who we are as people. And that's where I'm going to end today. Or, wait a minute, it's nighttime. I'm going to end tonight here. And I hope this message speaks to you guys. So, I promise you guys, I will be more on top of my videos once everything has been finally settled with me. And things are going to be back on track. So, until next time, this is GP Hero, signing out.